Good morning, everyone, and thank you all for coming out this morning to be with us, and thank you for taking time out of your schedule to be with us. I want to introduce myself to you. My name is Steve Dillard. I am the East Tennessee Law Enforcement Liaison for the Tennessee Highway Safety Office, and on behalf of the Tennessee Highway Safety Office, we welcome each of you. This is an event we do every year. And we do this every year because we want to get our citizens prepared for the summer travel activities and for the things they'll be doing on our roadways throughout the entire summer. As many of you know, we are in the 100 Days of Heat. And this is a campaign that has been active in this area, the Fall Branch area, to let our citizens know we're going to be working our roadways, our highways. We're looking for all the issues that deal with bad behavior, and our attempts is to try to change this bad behavior and to be able to save lives, and hopefully where folks can go home to their loved ones without one of us having to go to their home and have to deliver a bad message. Today, the Tennessee Highway Safety Office is partnering with the Tennessee Highway Patrol, all of our 13 counties that are in the Fall Branch area, as well as the municipalities and all the colleges, to get the word out to everyone. We just finished an event Monday that this is the fourth year we've been involved in. It's called Border to Border. And this particular event is where we had a partnership with our adjoining states. For us here in East Tennessee, we worked closely with the state of Virginia, the state of North Carolina, and the state of Kentucky. And I will tell you, out of all the partnerships that we had, these turned out to be a great night. We had a time frame of 4 p.m. to 8 p.m., and we had numerous officers throughout this area that participated and helped. No doubt in my mind, we made a difference in those 4 hours that we were out on the enforcement side. And I want to thank all the agencies that participated with us, that helped us. I want to thank Captain Street, because Captain Street and I have been spending some time talking about different events going on in this area. And one of the things I think I can share with no question is that the Tennessee Highway Safety Office and the Tennessee Highway Patrol have a great partnership. And I appreciate Captain Street for that. This morning, I did not have a chance to see today's fatality report. But as of yesterday, we are 334 deaths reported in the state of Tennessee. Now, the good thing is we're 51 down this same time period last year, where we were at 385. That's really good going into the summer months. But we know that now schools are starting to let out. We know that people are preparing for vacations. We know our motorcycle traffic is going to start increasing, and we've got to be out in the field with visibility and letting folks know that we are serious about the speed limits, the distracted driving issues, especially impaired driving. We cannot and will not sit by with people driving drunk on our roadways. Now, in the Fall Branch District, again, this is as of yesterday, the Fall Branch District has investigated 40 fatalities. They are 5 less now than they were this time last year, where we were at 45. And I know that Captain Street and the troopers here in the district are working hard. They're going to continue to be visible and do their part to make a difference. As I mentioned, we are in Click It or Ticket. This began on May the 31st, May 21st, Monday, and it will run through June the 3rd. And you're probably going to notice, and the citizens are going to notice, a lot more officers out on patrol, probably more activities going on, from saturations to checkpoints. And we just want to do our best to bring attention to the behavior that I've been mentioning about. Again, I mentioned to you about the Border to Border. It was really a good event, and I'm very thankful that we got to participate. But one of the things that we want to concentrate on as well this year We want to look at nighttime seatbelt enforcement. We know through statistics and through data that more people do not wear a seatbelt at nighttime. And we know that nighttime is really a significant time that more fatalities, injury crashes are occurring. So we really want to bring attention to folks being out at nighttime about wearing their seatbelt. We're going to be looking for those violations because right now the state of Tennessee is currently at 88.5% usage rate for the entire state. That's a good number, but if you think about it, that means nearly 12% of our population that are driving vehicles are not buckled up. And we want to try to bring that to the attention of folks so that they understand that a crash can occur in a matter of seconds. And we know that the seat belts do save lives, and we feel like you've got a better chance of surviving by following the rules of the road and having that belt in place. So by saying all that, we got a lot of work this summer, but we're not doing this alone. And that's the one thing that I'm very appreciative of is the partnerships. I want to introduce to you Lieutenant Rick Garrison with the Tennessee Highway Patrol, and I appreciate Lieutenant Garrison as well working with us and helping us as we get notifications out about different events. And I'm going to let Lieutenant Garrison come on up and share some comments. Lieutenant.
Good morning. As summer approaches, law enforcement in Tennessee and around the Southeast is preparing for the traffic that will be traveling through our states for what we know as the 100 deadliest days on the highways and roads. Hazardous moving, impaired driving, distracted and unrestrained drivers is what's associated with these days, along with deadly crashes. Troopers in the Fall Branch Tennessee Highway Patrol District will be teaming up with the local law enforcement in an attempt to reduce the traffic-related injury and fatal crashes caused by these deadly choices. From Memorial Day weekend until Labor Day, we will be conducting hazardous moving enforcement saturations, such as border-to-border, seatbelt enforcement blitzes and checkpoints, distracted driving enforcement campaigns, as well as DUI checkpoints like the hands across the border. But we're not here to talk about the citations that we're going to be writing during these campaigns. It's all about saving lives. In 2017, Fall Branch THP District had 114 traffic-related fatalities. So far this year, there's been 41 fatalities in our district, which is a -4 reduction from this time last year. That's 41 too many. We all have a goal of 0 motor vehicle fatalities in Tennessee through education, voluntary compliance, and enforcement. So before you drive down the old country road, city street, state highway, or interstate, everyone should ask themselves, how many members of my circle of life am I willing to accept being killed in a car wreck today, or tonight, or even next week? Our answer is 0. Drive accountable, drive responsible, and buckle up your loved ones and yourself. If we can do it, you can do it. One knock on one door to tell someone a family member has died in a car crash is one too many.
Thank you, Lieutenant, for those positive words. I'd like to take a moment to introduce to you all the Kentucky Law Enforcement Liaison, Bob Criswell. Bob is a great partner with the state of Tennessee, and Bob and I coordinate a lot of different events throughout our areas where we border, and I appreciate Bob being with us, and I'll turn it over to Bob for some comments.
Thanks, Steve. I'd like to start out by saying good morning and thanking Steve and the Tennessee Office of Highway Safety for inviting me. I always enjoy attending this event, plus, of course, lunch is always good, too. What I would like to say is what Steve said, we've already done a couple of joint enforcement efforts. Just starting out, as we start out with the driving season for this summer, to talk about fatalities and where we're at in Kentucky. We're actually down. I haven't had a chance to look at fatality numbers, but we were down about 30 so far this year from the same date last year. And of course, that is because of strong partnerships with our law enforcement folks, because in a lot of ways they drive those numbers. The one thing that I'm very proud of is that between 2016 and now, we have reduced the percentage of nighttime unbelted fatalities in Kentucky by 10%. So that's a really good start on where we need to get. Once again, the Kentucky Office of Highway Safety and our law enforcement partners in Kentucky support your efforts, want to work with you on things you do. If there's anything that we can do to help you in those efforts, please let us know. Thanks.
Bob, thank you very much. I want to introduce many of you, you already know these folks, but I appreciate the coordinators that work with me. We have today Chief Deputy Derek Woods with the Cocke County Sheriff's Office, Lieutenant Jerry Woods, Jerry Hughes with the Unicoi County Sheriff's Office. Thank you both for what y'all do for this area and for your networks. And as we start closing out, some of you may have noticed that we've got some signage out on our roadways. Maybe some signage you haven't seen before. It says something like this: high crash area, extra traffic enforcement ahead, Tennessee Highway Safety Office. You're going to begin to see these signs going out through your area. I had a good meeting with Captain Street, and we talked a little bit about some of these high crash areas that are in our area. And I want to tip my hat off to Sergeant Hall. Thank you for getting these things out and helping to get these out to the public. So as you see these are going to be moving around, so they won't stay stagnant probably in one certain area. But we're going to concentrate on where things are occurring here in this Fall Branch area to bring attention to the crash problems that may be going on and try to get people to be aware of that. So if you see these, that's what this is about. And I want to just tell you, I'm glad that we've had the opportunity to be able to do this. And finally, I want to say thank you to our media partners. Thank you all for being with us today. The media is how we get our message out to the driving population. And I appreciate them taking time out of their schedule. I know there's a lot going on that they're having to cover, but I appreciate them being here today to cover this. And of course, Joe Powell with the Tennessee Tech University, who is also he's recording this particular press event, so we'll have it as a record. So thank you all for coming out today, guys. Be safe. Really be careful out there on those roads. Watch these people.